My name is Benjamin Rodriguez. They call me Ben or Benny. I'm 54 years old and I'm an ex-drug addict. I started to use drugs at the age of about 18, 17 years old in Brooklyn, New York, where I was born. I come from a single parent, my mother, who raised me because my father was not around. So I really never had that father figure at the house. Someone to guide me, someone to play ball with me, to take me to a baseball game or football game, or just even to go to my school activities, a male role. And since my mother was so occupied and always so busy just working just to provide me and my sister with what we needed, she really didn't have the time, sometimes not even the energy, to be also a father. So I started to look for that father figure outside of the home. And of course, it wasn't going to be a positive one, I found out. Because then the father figures that I was looking at were guys who, yeah, of course, were older than me, but they were into the wrong things also, doing wrong things, drinking, hanging out in the corners, and doing drugs. So my first, of course, drug was marijuana. I started to smoke pot at that time. And from there on, it just escalated. From pot, it went on to pills. From pills, it went on to cocaine. And from cocaine, like I said, when I hit rock bottom was with heroin, dope, like they say. And I used that for a few years. But I thought that I was not a drug addict because at the time that I started to get into heroin, I was working and I used to have a job in Wall Street, which is at that time in the 80s was the so-called in job, in place to be working. Needed to say that all I was what they call now, and what I learned later that I was a white collar addict. I was hiding behind my shirt and tie and suit because there would be times that even at my lunchtime I would run out of my office and go get a fix. So who was I fooling? Anyway, I was doing this for a few years and it came down to the bottom where my mother just had to put her foot down and say, either you seek help or I gotta throw you out my house. That there was when I woke up, when I said, my mother's throwing me out my house, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? I can't be homeless. So thank God to my mother that she put her foot down in 1986 and she took me to this program in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania called Hogar Crea. And that was the program that saved my life. The program was founded, it started in Puerto Rico. Now they're all over Puerto Rico, all over the island. There's a couple of them in Orlando, a couple of them in Jacksonville. We had one here in Miami, but they closed it down. But that being said, I was in that program for almost 3 years, and thanks to that program, now 30 years later, I am clean, sober, and clean, and I can say that I am an ex-addict. And we all need help. We can't do this by ourselves. We cannot ever think we can do it by ourselves. I did. I thought I did. At one time, my mother shipped me to California for 2 weeks to a big hospital, St. Mary's Hospital, to seek help. And I did. And I was there for 3 weeks. And when I came back, the first night that I flew back, I didn't even unpack my bags, and I went right to the freaking drug dealer to get a score again. So it gets to show you we all need help in this matter. Addiction is something that we fight constantly every day, each and every one in this world. We all have different addiction. It could be drug addiction, it could be alcohol addiction, it could be food addiction, it can be sex addiction. There's all types of addiction, but they all go to the same thing, which we need help to get out of it. So I hope this has helped, inspired people, and I'm here to help anybody, and feel free to call me. Thank you.